that's a triple play. New episodes, I couldn't wait. Yeah, open your mind at the first gate. Press play, no need to debate. AoA, check me out. Look, plugged in, you can catch the hype. Golden Dawn, how we follow the light. Anime like life, married to it, my wife.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages? Welcome back to the AoA show. I'm your host, as always, Ian, along with my boys Isaiah.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Gavin.
Oh, what's goody?
And today we are very excited to talk about The God of High School, Episode 2, Renewal/Soul is the name of the episode. And this one was a lot of fun. I've been noticing with this show, just after these two episodes, I feel like they just fly by. It's like all of a sudden you're getting into the heat of it, and it's like, oh shit, it's over? Like, that's it?
Yep.
And I guess that's a good sign, for me at least, that I'm kind of hungry for more, if that makes sense. But yeah, we're really excited to talk about it today. As always, make sure if you guys enjoy the content today that you guys are liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, commenting your thoughts below, and sharing with your friends if you're on YouTube, following us on your favorite podcast platforms, hitting us up on the socials, and hitting us up on Patreon. It's patreon.com/AoA show, and all the links are in the description down below. But anyway, we get into the episode straight out the gate, and there's the political side of things, right? Mm-hmm. Like there is in the first episode with Mr. God, literally, whose name now is Park Yujin, if I'm not mistaken. He's the tournament head administrator when he comes in at the end of the episode. But basically, we're in what seems to be America in the beginning when they're in the they're in the Pentagon when they're looking at the footage of the hand that just slapped that fucking island, literally just wrecked an island with just a slap. So they're like, it was kind of funny because he's like, what is it, fucking King Kong? Like, nobody told me King Kong's this. Like, he was just as surprised as we were, honestly, when he saw it. He's like, what the fuck am I looking at here? He's like,
if that was King Kong, you probably have bigger problems going on, because that takes one big-ass guy to fucking smack a whole fucking island in one go.
Really,
I mean, granted, though, it's just
yeah,
bad.
But then we get Park. He walks straight up into the Pentagon. Everyone's like, stop moving. And he's like, don't even play. And you know this man is serious. You know his power level is through the roof because he just straight up walked in.
He had all the signs. His sunglasses, indoors. He had his hands in his pockets. Like, he's wearing all black. Like, that's
he had the necklace, the whole fucking...
the whole fucking shirt and everything. Man. With
Yeah, so he comes in and he's like, hey, my name is Park Yujin. I'm Korean something, come from Ambassador, whatever. He's like, let's talk, and then that's kind of all we see from there. And obviously there's...
Imagine if he came in like that. I'm the Korean from whatever the national... let's talk. I don't know what this guy's saying, but I like it.
We're the best voice actors ever. We should dub this show. Let us know if you'd like us to dub it. No, so then the fucking fire OP plays, and then after that we get right into what we thought was going to be an immediate flashback from the fight, which was, I guess, anticlimactic to say the least, because fucking Mira just straight up came up on Jin and fucking just snapped his neck.
This was the most surprising part for me, is that this world can just cure death. I mean, I guess not all death, because people still die in this world, but common forms of death are no longer a concern. We just heal broken necks, and it's not a thing now. I don't know.
Hey,
that's crazy.
It was more than just a Fitbit.
Or also the willingness and nonchalantness that she had in breaking his neck. It's one thing to be pissed at it, but it's like, you're committing murder.
This guy's coming out to help her get her sword back, and she's like, nah, let me just snap your neck real fast, mid kick too.
Well, that was before all that. She really had no. I mean, other than.
I don't know.
I don't even, because the reason she says in the episode is she's she's clearly pissed at him, but it's like, I don't know. It just feels like we just went from 4 to 11.
Overkill in the most literal term. Yeah, no, it is funny too, because in the first episode they have this synergy going on right off the bat, right? And it's like they're there, but I guess obviously the point is we delve deeper into the reasonings as to why Han, Mira, and Jin are in the tournament, or at least Han and Mira specifically, right? And her whole shtick here is that she has to pass down the swordsman skills and the actual sword to a worthy predecessor. Correct, so this is the entire point of her going to this tournament. So obviously that sword is more important to her than life itself, literally, because she snapped a man's neck for it, who was pretty cool to her otherwise. So, we get into that, and they're walking through, and Jin is trying to, befriend her through the city or through the town or whatever, and she's just not fucking having it because he doesn't fully understand that, right? And it's not until he nabs the sword again, because she doesn't have her glasses on, fucking Scooby-Doo shit. She's like, where's my sword? But he just fucking drops it in the water, And it's not until later when she's looking at it with the, looking for it with the flashlight, and she has the flashback that we're like, oh, okay, I get the importance of this sword now. It makes sense. And then Jin, like a homie, comes out with his thing, and then Han was just like,
even more
flashlights are for fucking noobs. I'm just gonna get whatever this was,
like industrial fucking lighting, and let me
I like to
just
think
connect
that he
it to a
didn't
bridge
know.
somehow. Like, all right.
I like to think that he didn't know what was going on. Like he just randomly stole these lights and he was like, oh, fuck, you know what? And like set them
He
up.
doesn't know anything. Yeah, let me just go grab these lights and randomly go on a bridge and just hope that it's gonna help.
Yeah, like he knew they were there, but it was funny because they were like,
Yeah.
"Where'd you get that?" He's like, "My job." And it's like, "Don't you work at like a 7-Eleven, bro? Like, why did
He works at a literal convenience store.
How the fuck did you get those there?
I didn't
Like,
put
why
two
do
and
they
two
have
together
those?
until you're like, yeah, don't you work
Yeah,
at a convenience
like,
store?
we're just-
Yeah, he
I mean,
100%
come again?
from something.
Yeah.
Hey, does not
you know
work
what, man?
I
He's
listen.
fucking Superman. Who's
Yeah,
gonna stop
Han
him,
is
dude?
fucking Superman, and I think
know.
it's save for plot armor. Han is slept on is probably one of the most powerful characters from what I've seen so far because he can just level playing fields with one punch, and he doesn't even have to fucking connect.
He also
So
has plot on his side, bro. It's literally
Yes.
like, oh, you guys need lights?
Yeah.
Stadium lights come on.
that was fucking wild, dude.
man.
But
Obviously,
obviously,
you're playing with flashlights. And it's like,
yeah, I just got him from work. No big deal. Oh, okay. But I mean, I guess it just, it cements the friendship, right, that they have. And it's like more just of this, I guess, platonic. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly, but if it's this, very surface level friendship where it's like, okay, we stopped a robber together. And I mean,
budding friendship.
yeah,
let's call it.
exactly. Now it's like a little more cemented as in why, you're seeing where this person's coming from. You know what's important to that person, and that's obviously important to, to know people better. So then we go into the tournament, back to the tournament, and we get all of our different characters doing their rituals beforehand. The one chick whose name, I don't know if they mentioned it, but we haven't got there yet, the bodybuilder chick. I was just like, whew. She's just pumping iron in the back. Then we got fucking, what's his name? Already forgot. It's Gamdo. Yeah, Gamdo. The Tai Chi master who was meditating as fucking, what's his name? We called him Straight Jacket at first, but Gangman Suck. So we're just gonna call him Gang. Comes in and he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass to Jin, and Jin's got his goggles on. And he's like, yeah, think again. And fucking Gamdo comes up to defend, I guess his honor essentially, right? Because Tai Chi, Gamdo in general, he's I've seen fighting shows, and we all have, right? You see it in your Baki the Grapplers, your Kenshiro and stuff like that. There's always that one fighter in the tournament that's like honor above everything else. Like, I came to perfect my craft, and it's like, if you're fucking with this guy, like, that's not cool. And they usually, unfortunately, always get beat by the guy who's like the total opposite of that, and is like a total
psychopath.
dickhead. Yeah, and spits on their honor and spits on everything that they hold dear until the main character then has to come in and whoop the living shit out of that guy.
for the redemption,
We know how this goes. So unfortunately, I kind of knew that Gamdo was kind of doomed from the start
wasn't gonna last.
when they said they were gonna fight, and I was like, well, that sucks because he's pretty cool. But it is what it is. So before they fought, we go through a quick little slideshow, I guess, of all the noobs getting fucking obliterated out of the arena. And first of all, I'm like, how the fuck did they even make it there for starters?
Well,
Because
I feel like in the first episode, there were so many people that if you just hid in the corner, you
I feel like literally they
now
just
that
hit.
it's like one-on-one, they're
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm
Yeah.
good.
So again, we get like a showcase of some of these fighters, the real fighters, I guess, right? And like kind of
All
what
the
their
main
skill,
characters.
all the main characters and what their skills are, and some of them, and shedding light on what some of their fighting styles are. And one in particular that I'm watching
bro.
right now, dude, was the guy with the glasses and the bat.
Kakashi, man.
Yeah, bro, he's out here reading Make Out Paradise.
It's not even
Straight doinked him right on the head. He's just like fucking bam, and the guy's like, oh fuck, and he's just like, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like,
And I
who
love-
allows
I
you to bring a
love
bat into this? Like,
the
okay,
emphasis on like force in these fights, right?
Yeah.
Very often, I think,
Yeah.
like, in like real fighting, but even in most anime, where it's like the larger dude, like comes on stage and it's like, he's probably gonna win. I mean, like, look at his size. But like, these people are straight taking down dudes 3 times their size. It's
Hey,
like,
man.
if you can hit somebody hard enough,
Yeah,
you're
I guess
good.
a baseball bat does the job.
Yeah, you crack to the skull, bro.
Damn, dude.
take a bat to a fist fight, dude. Like, holy
It's
shit!
so great,
Like,
yeah,
it's
because they're all
wild.
going over their fighting styles, right?
Yeah.
Your Tai Chi, your Taekwondo, your, I guess, wrestling, they would call it, for the girl, and, everything like that. And then all of a sudden, what's your fighting style? He's like, oh, I have none. I just come and beat you to death with a bat.
While I read.
Yeah. That guy's great.
He is.
So he just beats that dude senseless. But anyway, we get like a run through, and then it comes down to Gamdo and Gang. They're going to be the next fight, right? And this is what the episode's going to culminate to. And again, for the reasons I described before, unfortunately, my money was on Gang for this one, just because I know fighting animes, right? So it's like, okay, and I'm like, all right, hopefully he just puts up a good fight. And so they go in, and I was like, it kind of sucks, man, already episode 2, because I liked Gamdo, like I like Tai Chi, and I liked his style, and I thought he was a cool character, but it is what it is. So anyway, they get in the ring. And Gamdo's like, you better take your arms out of those sleeves or like you're fucked. And Gang's like, yeah, okay, no. So they start going, and you really knew it was solidified when Gamdo was winning like a lot at first, right? And he was like showing his stuff, but you could tell that Gang was not really kind of.
He wasn't even fighting. Like he wasn't even really fighting.
He was
just chilling, dude. He's like, I'm just gonna do your thing.
Clearly charging the sheet.
Like, yeah.
This does not end well.
Which is always something that cracks me up too, because it's like realistically, it's like if you saw that in real life and it's like you just let someone hit you like that, like even if Gang is that much stronger than him, like who's to say that he wouldn't just get hit the wrong way, knock the fuck out?
Stomach like that. I don't care how strong you are, you're going down.
And I guess you could argue, right, where it's like, okay, because if it's experience, he knows how to like harden it and tighten his muscles the right time and shit. But I'm like, bruh, like these people
you're
are
not telling me
like
you take that many clocks in the face.
All these people
I don't
are
care
like,
if you're fucking Batman.
Yeah,
like, you're going, that hurts.
Yeah, like on the elite level, you know. So anyway, so he gets yeeted out of the ring, and he basically goes to the people in the audience. He's like, pick me up. And I'm like, okay. So they're like, you got it, guy. And they got like a 20 countdown from outside of the ring. And obviously the cocky bastard has to wait until 1. And then literally he goes so fucking fast that he teleports out of his jacket and just starts molly-whopping the shit out of fucking Gamdo. I'm like, man, that's rough. Gamdo tries to respond with the overhead kick, and fucking he blocks it with one of his arms that he took out of the sleeve at that point. And then what ensues is just this fucking badass ass whooping that we just see where fucking Gang is just strutting his shit. And I always appreciate in these fights, it's just animated beautifully. Okay, that's number 1. But number 2, I just skipped the fucking fight scene. I always like, sorry, I was trying to rewind. Whoops. I always love it when it's like there's this berserk moment, you know what I mean? And it's like this raw, like emotional fucking, you know what I mean? That unchained beast thing where it's like, okay, clearly Gang has like a refined fighting style, right? Like he's dirty, plays dirty, but he's not stupid per se, right? Like he knows the techniques, he knows what to do. He's not just flailing.
They even say that like he uses, I believe they call it Northern Taekwondo, which is like a style adapted for survival in war.
Exactly.
So it's not based in this very like honorable traditional like fight. It's like very like guerrilla warfare.
Yes.
Like, brutal, like I'm gonna pluck your throat out.
You're going for the throat. You ain't holding back.
So that fight scene was just fucking sick. Especially my favorite part is when he just has his right hand out and he just keeps loading right hands into fucking Gamdo's fucking head like repeatedly. And it's not even like he like throws a kick or whatever. He's like pop, pop, and it was just so raw. I was like, oh my dude.
And like that sound design.
Oh, dude, it's fucking great.
When you hear, like those fucking crunches, and you're like,
oh, dude.
You just
especially when you had him on the ground, he's just fucking kicking his face in. Like we're literally sitting here, like holding our chairs, and we're like, fuck, because you just go like, bam, bam, and I'm like, oh, stop. And even the crowd's like, yo, you like ref. Like you gotta call that. And he's like, nah, dude, you gotta tap out. You tapping out. And this poor guy's like, can't even breathe. He's like,
dude, you could even
kicked in, dude. I was like, holy shit.
You could even see in our reaction that we were like visibly uncomfortable for a second.
It honestly was.
It was
like,
so
I
bad.
Felt that pain. It was hard to listen to.
Yeah, dude, that was rough to see.
And that was like genuine. Like I was like, holy.
And that was
like,
after too. We thought that Gamdo was gonna have like his power up, right? Where he's just has the, you know, he just goes back and he's like, okay, Tai Chi. It's like it's controlling your emotions. And he's right, you know what I mean? And he's like, and finding like that perfect strike, and he just fucking like palms him in the stomach, and you're like, okay, is this it? And nope, he's just got. And I'm like, oh man, that was like your big moment, dude. Like you hyper beamed him. You got to recharge next turn, dude. Like that's you're shot, you're done. So so then fucking Gang just literally beats the shit out of him, and you could see a little bit of Gang's backstory as well, where he's effectively a bully, right? Because it's like the standard, okay, your kid's getting picked on at school, and the bully most likely is probably getting his ass beat by his father, or like, you know what I mean, is having like some sort of rough shit going on where it's like they feel inferior, so they have to try and pick on those that are weaker than him.
I believe it's something like because the people in his flashback were clearly part of the
organization.
That's right. So clearly he was like down, like, you know, in the dumps or whatever, and like was basically left for dead, and they were giving him a chance to be powerful, giving him a chance to be somebody. And like, I don't know whether that was like through giving him power, because at one point the chick or whoever he's talking to was like, I can give you power, do you want it? And then come to find out that like he apparently couldn't do it, or he wasn't strong enough to.
Exactly.
So clearly that's where like the inferiority complex like of his character
stems
from.
So now anyone that is remotely weaker than him, he has to just pummel into dust because to make himself feel better.
And
which
plus
is,
he's trying to prove himself too.
Yeah.
That was the other thing.
Sort of,
like,
he is. No, but in just like,
he's like, oh, I need to get stronger so I can like earn this power. And it's like, bro, like you already lost.
But
it.
he's just doing it in the most cowardly way possible, because it's like the man's just beaten, dude, and he's just like ripping his fucking arms out of his sockets and like just beating him like a fucking puppet, dude, until our man Jin Mori comes in and just straight up fucking kicks him right in his grill, like fucking yeets him into the fucking other side of the arena, and we're like, let's fucking go. And we could see this character of Jin, you know, and his, not only his honor, but his, you know, he's a man of character, right? That he comes in and he's like,
let this dude like who's clearly beaten, who can't fight anymore, just like die.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, that's fucked up, tournament or not, like you're a piece of shit. So he comes in, just fucking wrecks him right in the head. And I was hopefully expecting some sort of, you know, like rematch in it, which
like a continuation fight.
Yeah, exactly, from the first episode as well, because the administrators or whatever, or the recruiters or whatever they're called,
hop on his ass.
Yeah, they hop on his ass quick, and we know that they are strong. Obviously, because we saw them fucking
beat gods, literally.
Yeah,
I mean,
beat Gang into submission. They beat Jin. The blonde guy beat Jin. Gang tries to fucking fire back with some fucking energy beam shit. I don't even know. He got really
Kamehameha.
When you get mad enough, you just start fucking dark shadowing out of your fucking arm.
Yu-Gi-Oh guy ready to throw his cards out, and you're just like, what's happening?
Jin's like, let's go. So then they go at it again for a second here, and Jin is able to pick up on his fighting style, where it's like, you know, renewal Taekwondo. Or no, I'm sorry. He says that what he does. My bad. Because he has different forms of Taekwondo, and I want to shout out to people that commented kindly. That is because last time I was like, oh, why are they putting such a precedent on kicks? And I was not aware of the fact that he's a Taekwondo specialist. They didn't specify that in the first episode. So I was just, you know, a little left to dry. I didn't realize the importance in the show of highlighting specific fighting styles. Moreover, I thought it was just the fighting, if that makes sense, right? That clears shit up. So they obviously said it in here, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And they even say in the episode at one point when Gang is watching Jin Mori fight, and he incorporates a couple punches. He's like, oh, he's got Taekwondo, but he incorporates punches, you know, frequently in there as well. So he's got like kind of a hybrid fighting style with Taekwondo. So anyway, thank you for clearing that up. Everyone was saying, they're like, you're gonna find out next episode. So I'm like, okay, we're good, we're hunky dory, all right. Anyway, so then they go at it again. Gang gets his ass whooped. Quite literally, he's a crater in the fucking ground, and Jin's, you know, gonna keep going until our man Park Yujin, if I pronounce that right, comes into the arena, and he came back from the States or whatever to come fucking be the head of this tournament, and you know this man is evil. First of all, he's got an X right in the middle of his fucking head. If that didn't tell you anything.
He has all the signs.
He's got all the signs.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got all the fucking signs. So he comes in and just straight up like fucking Pain from Naruto just plants fucking Jin right into the ground.
T-poses him into the
For real.
So right.
For real.
Wild.
Fucking Gamers National Anthem. But he fucking blasts him right into the fucking ground, and Jin just can't even move. It's like obviously not even a match. So Jin clearly is going to have to fight this guy at some point in the future, and he's going to need some serious power up. Now, I've seen art for this where it's like, I guess they do like a minor spoiler where he has like a halo around his head. I don't know if you guys have seen that, Jin. It's like, I guess his power up mode. If you see certain posters and shit, there's going to be like a white halo around his head at some point, and he's like a change in outfit, and I'm assuming that's his power up that he's clearly going to need, because this guy could flatten islands with his hand.
And
so
I'm sure it'll be one of 12 power-ups.
I mean, it's a gimme. Like, you know he's gonna.
You know he's gonna get there somehow. So we're curious to see how that goes, and I'm curious to see how long they actually stick with straight up fighting per se, and maybe that's too broad of a term, but I mean like hand-to-hand combat more specifically before they have to go before they go into like the just craziness,
supernatural,
all this kind of shit. I'm curious to see how long they could keep that up before it's just the villains are just that powerful.
I have a feeling it's going to run for a little bit, because you still have this whole tournament, and assuming that Jin is now going to get punished, so he's probably going to be out of the tournament for whatever X period of time to where they're gonna have to pick it back up. So I feel like they might run it for a little bit.
Maybe, yeah. The only thing that makes me think that maybe they won't is because from what I've heard, this show will be 13 episodes, and from what I've heard, the first season of the manhwa is like 100+ chapters. So again, they're doing the Tower of God thing where they have to like cut a bunch of shit. So they might get to that point quicker than we think. But I don't know. Whatever. It's fun to speculate about it. But yeah, that was the episode. Really, he comes in. He's like, we're gonna punish him accordingly. Yep. But until then, tournament goes as scheduled.
But this is anime, so we know next episode he'll be back at it.
Yeah, I really wonder what the punishment is, because like as soon as they announced it looked like they were just gonna fucking ice him right there. They're like, punishment, everybody witness, he's gonna die right here. And I was like, oh shit. But like,
he loves fighting, so I feel like there's gonna be like, you have to watch the whole tournament and you can't fight.
Yo, for real, right now, I'd rather die. Yeah, for real, that would be a fitting punishment. Huh? Right. Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious. And it's so funny too, because the people are like, he's like, all right, he's gonna be punished, but the tournament goes as scheduled, and everyone pauses and they're like, yeah, let's go. We want to see blood. It's just like people are fucking savages, dude. Animals, they really are. Since the dawn of time, dude. They just want to see people kill each other. It's like so fucked up.
Entertainment.
But yeah, man, it's entertainment. That's what it is. But the other thing to note too is that as Jin is leaving, he has the sympathy of the people. And that, I think, is a very important role to play, especially in these fighting animes and just in general. Like, if you see fucking the movie Gladiator, or like, you know what I mean? Like, all these kind of things, always winning the crowd is almost equally as important as winning the tournament in some way, in different ways, you know? So he's definitely won that. And all of our main protagonists in all of these shows, they always, for the most part, they always win the crowd. Yep. That's always their thing, right? And they have the crowd behind him.
Fan favorite.
So yeah, he's the fan favorite, and for due reason. Hopefully our man Do gets proper treatment. Apparently they fixed a broken neck, so I think that guy's fine.
Next episode he'll be like,
he just has everything
stretching in the back. Like, I'm good.
Which, too, I wonder if that will play a role later, or that, I mean, because clearly Do wasn't going to give up in any way, shape, or form anyway, right? He was literally going to get ripped limb from limb before he said he gave up. That's just his character. But in general, I wonder if characters knowing that they can be healed on a dime, so long as they're not like totally dead, like will push themselves to the absolute limit to like getting just broken. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that will be incorporated rather than just,
that would make more
sense. I'm a badass anyway.
Where it's like at the beginning, maybe that's why Mira so casually snapped his neck, because she knew like it's not a problem. Like,
because even Jin says afterwards, he's like, man, I'm surprised that actually healed me like semi-decently. Like they even said, he's like, holy shit, like I'm good, like I can move my neck.
Maybe they don't know.
So I think it was more of just like a chance thing. Like now they know.
Maybe they don't know the
going
medical shit. But like knowing if you knew that they could heal you like that in the tournament, it's like, dude, you could get your arm ripped out of its socket, and as long as you could withstand the pain.
I feel like he still wouldn't. I feel like, well, maybe some other fighters, but like that guy specifically, I don't think I feel like he wouldn't, like that wouldn't be his mindset going in.
No. You know? That guy specifically, no. I think part of his character is that like, he wasn't going to give up.
That shit still hurts. Just because you get healed doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
You're not wrong.
But like two, he just seems very like, you know, I'm doing this for the sake of the fight. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that is one thing that I appreciate, though, is that they give, although it's an interesting explanation, they give an explanation as to why someone could get literally obliterated and then come back, at least if they're a main character. Because things that bothered me in shows like, let's say, Baki, I'm going to put on blast here, is that it was the same concept, right? Like, someone would get fucking mollywopped, like, to the point where it's like, you're dead. You're fucking dead, right? And then they'd come back, like, episodes later, and it's like, how, though? How? You know? And they would never offer, like, a legitimate explanation, or if they did offer the explanation, it was pretty, in my opinion, it was like not up to snuff. Like in this, it's like we've established that this world has technology that could literally heal you on a moment's notice. Yeah. Like they could fix a snapped neck. So it's like, all right, I mean, as crazy as that is, this show is crazy and I'm along for it. Like I hate it when they try and be what they're not and they're like, nah, he just went to the hospital. Like he's good. It's like, dude, like you slapped a grenade in his face. You know what I mean? Like he's dead. Like that's it. So that's something small, a bit small, but I
realized, gang, I wonder if he still had that nerf on him for the 20% health.
I don't know. Somebody commented in one of our previous discussions that the nerf was his hands. Yeah. That were
they said something. No,
because when he walks into the tournament, the first episode, I don't know if it's one of the announcers or one of the like one of the administrator people, makes a comment. They're like, all right, we're gonna let him in, but only if we like cuff his hand, like only if we make it so he can't use his arms. And, like, that's how we're gonna nerf him.
Oh, I could have sworn they said something.
I thought there was like an XP reduction or something, or HP reduction. I thought I heard that, but I don't know. I guess
not. I mean, it doesn't matter either way. It doesn't matter
at the end of the day. Nerf or not, he got fucking obliterated by Jin. So
his hands were out at the end of the day.
This is true. Yeah, he was trying his hardest there. But anyway, that was the episode in full. I really enjoyed it. I think it went too fast. I'm really excited for next week to react and talk about it again. And again, I mean, I've said it to these guys, I'm really excited that this show has a refreshing vibe in the sense that I don't have to put much thought into this show. I just enjoy it for what it is.
Exactly.
It's animated beautifully. The soundtrack is fucking fire. I love the soundtrack 100%. And these fights are just fucking great. And the characters so far are pretty likable. So, I mean, I'm down for the ride. I hope you guys are too. But until next time, we'll catch you all on the flip.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey folks, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our new episodes.
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at AoA Podcast if you want to keep up with our content or suggest new ideas for the show.
You can watch us on YouTube or listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, or more. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week to talk about all things anime.
Ninjas are samurais, blazing the kunais. Find me in the leaf of the cloud, screaming out Bankai. We just some ghouls, though.